What's an unwritten rule in your household that would seem bizarre to outsiders? In our house, we never say goodbye, ever. Not when leaving for school, work, or even long trips. My husband Mike enforced this rule the day we brought our daughter Emma home from the hospital. I thought it was just a cute quirk until I said goodbye to my mom after she visited us. Mike's face went white. He grabbed my arm so hard it left marks and whispered, "We don't say that word in this house." That night, he finally told me why. When Mike was 8, his father said goodbye before leaving for work. Hours later, police found his dad's car wrapped around a tree. At the funeral, Mike's mom collapsed, repeating, "He said goodbye. He never says goodbye." Turns out, in 15 years of marriage, his father had never once used that word until his final day. So we created alternatives. "See you later" became our standard. Until next time, for longer separations. Emma learned to say, "See you soon," before she could even form full sentences. When other parents at daycare said goodbye to their kids, she'd correct them with the seriousness only a 3-year-old can muster. "No, you say, see you later." When Emma started kindergarten, her teacher called us in for a conference. Apparently, Emma had burst into tears when the class sang a goodbye song. She kept saying that goodbye means forever, the teacher explained, concerned. We had to explain our family rule. The teacher looked skeptical, but agreed to use "see you later" in her classroom. By 3rd grade, Emma had fully embraced our rule. When her best friend Zoe moved to another state, the girls refused to say goodbye. They stood in Zoe's empty driveway saying, "See you later," over and over until both were sobbing. I found Emma that night writing, "Not goodbye," on every page of her diary. Middle school brought the inevitable rebellion. During an argument about curfew, 13-year-old Emma stormed toward the door. "Where are you going?" Mike demanded. She turned, looked him dead in the eye, and said, "Goodbye, Dad." The silence that followed was deafening. Mike didn't speak for 2 days. Emma apologized through tears, promising never to say it again. High school graduation tested our rule like never before. Emma was leaving for college, across the country. As we stood in the airport, Mike kept repeating, "See you at Thanksgiving," while fighting back tears. When the final boarding call came, Emma hugged us fiercely and said, "This isn't even close to goodbye." During her sophomore year, Emma called at 3 a.m. Her roommate had been in a car accident. "She said goodbye when she left," Emma whispered, her voice breaking. "She actually said the word Mom." I stayed on the phone all night as Emma kept vigil at the hospital. Her roommate survived, but Emma made her promise never to say that word again. Last year, Mike was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It moved quickly, too quickly. In his final weeks, relatives flew in from everywhere. Each time someone would start to say goodbye, Emma or I would cut them off. "See you later," we'd interject. They thought we were in denial. Maybe we were. The night before Mike died, Emma crawled into his hospital bed. I watched from the doorway as she whispered in his ear. Later, she told me she'd made him promise not to say goodbye, even at the end. He squeezed my hand 3 times. That was our code for "Z, you, later." At the funeral, people kept saying how sorry they were that we didn't get to say goodbye. They didn't understand. The last thing Mike said to me was, "I'll see you later, beautiful." Emma delivered the eulogy without once using the word. She ended with, "Until next time, Dad." Emma got married last month. During the father-daughter dance, she played a recording Mike had made before he died. His voice filled the room. "I'm so proud of you, Emma. Save a dance for me next time." There wasn't a dry eye in the venue. Yesterday, Emma called to tell me she's pregnant. "If it's a boy," she said, "we're naming him Michael." Then she added, "And Mom, we're teaching him the rule." This morning, I found a note Mike wrote me years ago, hidden in an old book. The last line read, "Remember, it's never goodbye. In this family, we always see each other later." I've taped it to our refrigerator, right next to Emma's sonogram picture.